My name is Suja Brane, and I'm a family medicine physician from Cincinnati, Ohio, currently serving in Senegal, West Africa. It's easy to sit here and be able to share with you story after story of how God is working miraculously in the lives of our patients, bringing physical healing, bringing transformation and spiritual healing in the lives of our patients. We don't often talk about the toll that it takes on our own mental health, on our marriages, on our family, our kids, and even on our overall well-being. And before I went on the mission field, I knew that becoming a medical missionary would require sacrifices, but I really didn't know the extent and depth of what that really meant for me personally, but not just for me personally, but also for my husband and also for my kids. I have many patients whose needs are endless, and there's nowhere else for us to refer these patients to, and so oftentimes the buck stops with us. And the constant exposure to the suffering and the needs of our patients around us and the inability to help them really starts to wear on us. Oftentimes we see preventable deaths, and we carry that grief with us when we weren't able to make a difference and change the outcome for our patients. And so it's so easy to feel isolated, professionally, spiritually, socially. And we've also made lots of financial sacrifices. And living on a missionary salary often means that we don't have the funds to be able to provide the healthy rhythms or receive the member care that we need to be able to take care of ourselves the way that we know we should. By December 2020, I had hit rock bottom. I knew that I was sinking, and I was sinking fast, and I was desperate to find someone, anyone who could help me, who could understand me and help me find my footing again. And then, in the summer of 2020, MedSend invited me to the Med Refresh. And for the first time, I encountered a new way of approaching the stress and demands of medical ministry. And at the retreat, for the first time, I met people who not only understood the calling as a medical missionary, but also understood the cost for us personally. And in that place, God began to ever so gently challenge the assumptions and false beliefs that I had built my ministry and service to Him on. And I became deeply convicted that how I steward my marriage, my mental health, my family is just as important to God as how I pour myself out in service to Him. And little by little, He began reshaping my perspective to reflect more of His heart and His glory. And that retreat marked the beginning of a transformation journey for me. It didn't change my circumstances, but it changed how I approached them. And it gave me the tools that I needed to recognize when I was nearing the edge, and permission to step back. And it gave me the language to express what I was feeling and safe people that I could talk to. And with the support from the Longevity Project, Tom and I began marriage counseling with individuals who were trained to understand our reality. And that journey has been truly transformative for our marriage. And it reminded me that longevity in missions isn't about pushing through at all costs. It's about learning to live in the tension of balancing life and ministry. And it's still a daily choice and a constant work in progress, but we're on a journey forward. My family and I aren't just surviving anymore, we are learning to thrive. And I can't fully express how grateful I am for each of you who made this possible. Your prayers, your generosity, your sacrifices allowed MedSend to step in and fight for me when no one else could. And God used you to keep me from burning out, from walking away from the mission field, and took me from a place of exhaustion and burnout to a place of hope and renewal. And knowing that you care about me as much as the patients I serve is truly humbling. It reflects the heart of Christ, and it's truly transformative. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much for saying yes to the invitation that God has placed on your life and for supporting MedSend.